What's up YouTube, Confirm9221 here, and welcome to a Company of Heroes 2 online replay. We are playing actually against a subscriber who actually recognized me. So feel free, if you see me in a lobby, to, he said Nick, feel free to say hi. It's definitely pretty cool. It's obviously Jaranda, or Jaranda. I think it's Jaranda, 568. Feel free to correct that, and we're also going against the British Commandos, who have a excellent bulletin. Hungry like bears, commando submachine guns cool down 5% faster. I gotta say, these guys are put up a hell of a fight in this match, so the match was so long. And it's definitely a good match. It's gonna be about an hour, unfortunately, for the length. But it's good. So this is and I was looking to get footage, and I did. Anyway, this is Troy's Point. So the basic plan for me and Nick is to push in. Nick's gonna grab the fuel here with the OKW early on, and I'm gonna kind of focus on holding the bridge area here in this town. We're gonna initially basically give up this left side of the top side of the map here, and I'll eventually try to harass their fuel and munitions. But I'm just gonna be focused on really getting as much as I can into this town. I've even got an MG out first. So MG is going to move up to this building, actually. It's a mostly damaged building already, so it's not great. It doesn't have a ton of health, but it should help protect me. And then we have the first little engagement here. Possibly we have the British guys shooting at Nick's guys. And the British have a Vickers in the church. And this is going to be really difficult for me and Nick early on to counter, because that church is a very tough building to take down without a mortar half-track. Anyway, I've also gone with the, let's go with the doctrines here. I've gone with the Lightning War doctrine, which gives my Grenadiers basically G43s are awesome. I got a Tiger and super close air support. Tactical movement's not that useful in my opinion, and relief infantry who uses Oberstdon anyway. Not Austria, but not Oberstdon. I knew I'd go pretty heavy on infantry. This is a very urban map, so that's why I wanted to get the Gewehr 43s. And Gewehr basically means gun in German, I think. If my German, if I remember what my German, enough of the German there. And look how long these guys took to get suppressed by the machine gun. I thought he might throw a grenade there. Thankfully, he did not. Anyway, so he has the universal carrier right here, and we're in heavy cover, thankfully. So I was thinking about moving my MG, but I didn't want to. I need to keep covering this flank, possibly if I get hit. So we have the commandos is over here. And I have my men in the roofs, in the house shooting at him. And if I can just get close enough to get an animation, he's going to be in trouble, which I managed to do. Once you get an animation off, you can basically, it's heat-seeking. And so those guys have been pushed back. He has a damaged engine here, so I can fire and paint fast in about 7 seconds, so I'm going to keep pursuing him here. Hopefully not get suppressed here. We're down to, we're vet 1 now. I'm flanking around, and I managed to destroy that, so very good. I also have a mortar that should be coming out soon. We're going to start making here to basically take out this Vickers over here, but I am going to take their munitions. I almost feel like they updated this map and switched. This used to be the field. Am I just losing my mind, or I thought the field used to be switched. Maybe. You can see Nick is dealing. He's kind of in some of the houses. He's using incendiary grenades a lot this match, which should be important to note later on. We are just flat out losing in this house fight. I thought we'd actually maybe shoot at them a little bit, but we're just gonna. The Vickers is very deadly, especially when it's in a building. You can see it's very good against infantry, so I'm just gonna hop out of the house here and try to get away from them. And I am taking their field, just all about harassing early on. And we also upgraded our production. I don't think me and Nick could have done that. Would have been better. So we built some fuel caches around. We didn't actually build any. We didn't really control that much of this map early on, at least. It's too early to build fuel caches right now anyway, but we only really have about three strategic points. And I have decided not to take this point just yet. It's not as important. I'm more focused on the center. So I'm going to confirm that my mortar can start shooting at that target. The machine gun is still there. And this mortar will play a very critical role in battle. It'll get about 30 kills or so. By just doing a lot of damage, I can destroy this building. It'll seriously hurt my opponent. Mainly because it guards the bridge. Anyway, so I was going to try to take this. We need the munitions. Got a very heavy munitions doctrine here. And look at this rifle grenade. This will tip the battle into my favor here. So the MG's going to hop into this house now. Or actually, it looks like he can hop in that house, but he can't. They're throwing a grenade at me. I'm just going to retreat. But yeah, you can see this mortar. If I had gotten 2 of these, it would have made the battle a lot easier. Anyway, I'm going to bring out some more heavy infantry here for the Wehrmacht. We have the very nice Panzer Grenadiers, or PGs. You can see subscriber has armor, a 50 cal here, a sniper. Now I saw him there very briefly. If he's going to start picking away at me, got to be careful. He's going to fall back because he knows we can keep shooting him. And, you know, Nick is basically secure in this area here. There's a decent number of troops here. It's all built headquarters there. Meanwhile, I was going to get my infantry to kind of flank around and see if the sniper comes after me again. But he's going to move in, and I was very afraid he would just hop into this house and just start shooting at me on the other side. But he threw a grenade into that house, even though there's nothing there. And yeah, you can see he's also healing up some of his troops. They're going to try to flank around. They shifted all the infantry over to my side in the middle over here. Panzer Grenadiers are in here in the house. At that angle, they can't seem to hit anything until they get a little closer into the heavy cover, and that guy should get killed, which he does. But the fun thing is, they hop around this side and try to flank, and we can shoot them from all our windows here. And my mortar will start doing some real damage to these units here. And unfortunately, the sniper's killing some Nick's troops over here. My Panzer Grenadiers, they're getting some... They have about 2 kills so far, but there's just so many British infantry we're being shot at, too, that I'm going to have to fall back from this position. I'm going to grab another machine gun, try to set that up. Grenades coming, I got to get out of this house here, which I managed to do. So I'll preserve my infantry here. I do have only 2 kills far on my mortar here, so I got to fall back here from this position, but I set up my MG along this area and can actually suppress units on that side. So they have taken over the middle area over here again, which is a little unfortunate. These guys should be able to beat these guys up close, especially with how low health they are, but they will downright lose to these guys here. It's just such a high quality unit compared to the engineers. So they have a sniper and a anti-tank 6-pounder. That's a little early to have an AT out. And we can now get the we can now start upgrading some of my troops, which we're starting to do. And that's going to be the struggle over this point in this battle here. So I have my MG. I could have built a bunker. See, I'm a little vulnerable here because they could easily just like go right here and flank me. And I have even an armored car that hops here, so thankfully I do have some Panzer Grenadiers coming up, but I need to upgrade them. And the good thing about the Gewehrs is they can actually move with them. This armored car is not going to do a whole lot of damage to my machine gun inside the house here. And look at that, cover's completely gone, shooting them at them with Gewehrs. I'm going to try to actually... Since Nick has AT coming, I'm going to try to Panzer Shrek this guy. Panzer Faust this guy. So, and I also have... I'm not paying attention, and they have British troops up here. I did not realize that. They've also got an MG in this house here. So these guys, one of these guys is going to be upgraded with Panzer Shreks. Yeah, Panzer Shreks. I'm desperately trying to get the animation off to get him, trying to flank around him, see if he tries to pull up. And I thought that'd actually kill like almost my whole squad there, but this car really doesn't seem to be that good. And I'm gonna get him, and that's gonna be he's gonna be screwed here. His engine is completely destroyed. So I'm gonna fall back with those Grenadiers. I'm gonna move up, and Nick managed to take out that armored car. So that's a real setback for our opponents. They keep sniping my guy here, which is not good. So I'm gonna send some of my Grenadiers to help take care of this guy here. But right now we're holding our own. We do have a lot of AT on the field if they have any kind of armor, and this will play. The Wehrmacht being able to have AT on their infantry, that really good AT, like I'm talking like these Panzer Shreks here, having that kind of firepower is going to be very critical early on, especially with the urban map here. Nick is setting up his Panzer headquarters right here. And look, they're in my HQ. Well, this isn't my subscriber. He's not as sneaky as British Commandos over here. But with a name like that, what do you expect, right? So now they're trying to like cut off our sector here. Whatever. You can see the sniper's going to try to fall back here. Somehow still in cover. I guess when he's holding fire, he's more likely to be concealed. I would actually probably start shooting with my sniper at this point. But yeah, Nick got obliterated right there. And I'm starting to take this side here. They're not going to... My Panzer Grenadiers will eat these guys alive here. They're just going to get destroyed. And the machine gun is so far back, it's suppressing me a little bit, but I'm just going to go around the fence here. So I'm going to cut off the munitions. No, I'm not. I'm going to let it stay there. That was a mistake. I'm going to try to flank this MG here. So he's going to... I'm going to have my Grenadiers are going to start shooting at him, and I'm also going to try to flank around this way. So either way, he's going to get pincered. And he's going right for this house. But guess what? We're right here. I'm going to hop in it, and he's going to lose his MG. So yeah, he's pretty screwed. Pretty much getting wiped out. Or my men can't hit anything. Managed to get him there good. So still holding fire, only one kill so far on the sniper, but Nick did manage to wipe out that massive explosion right there. You know, I'm taking their field again. Or attempting to. I see more infantry coming towards the middle here. 3 kills so far on this guy. It's unfortunate that there's no windows on this side of the house. And I'm going to lose my MG here if I don't run. He decides to set up and that gets him killed. So once again, I'm like trying to... Look at these guys, Vet 2 moving in. I'm trying to wipe out the squad. He takes my MG, he takes my MG. But if I can wipe out that squad, that'll be great. I'm going to chase him. And we're going to try to wipe him out there, and we managed to wipe out that, which is good. Anyway, my subscriber decides to attack over here, so I got to be a little careful. A lot of infantry over here. They managed to kill my MG in the house here. Or I pulled my MG back, actually, from the house. So I have pulled back my mortar. Just got it out of there. It's already veteran. I need to keep it alive. And I'm actually going to seize the munitions. I'm not going to get any because I've cut off my sectors here, but at least denying them, that may get harder for them to capture. This is a mistake. He's landing his glider in there. That's fine. But it's a mistake for me to try to engage these guys like this. I'm just going to get shredded. I'm going to throw a grenade and try to run. He ran into it a little bit there, but very ineffective for the munitions. And now we have the commandos here. First strike. Interesting. Now, we also have our own paratroopers, though. The Fallschirmjägers, the OKW here. Fighting in the streets against the Tommies who are exposed. They do have the scopes on their FG-42s. And Nick even popped them out of the house there. So he shredded those units there. Let's operate a British Commando here. So he went with the standard glider insertion. He did not go with the headquarters. And I have a lot of troops back at base, so I'm going to do a large flanking force. I'm going to try to take this victory point. I know they have a machine gun there. Found that out earlier. But I'm going to take back some of my lost territory. If they want to fight me, that's fine. Nick is going to help control, try to hold the center here. Look at the commandos on hold fire here. I don't know if they should be invisible while holding fire. I'm not sure I agree with that. Like, look how close they are to be like that. They're almost going to... He's going to lose his force here almost. My machine gun is set up. I'm going to throw the grenade in there. Nick's going to hop out. So single-handedly, these commandos are probably going to kill 2 Fallschirmjäger squads. I don't know. The Fallschirmjäger squads are in the house now, though. So I'm going to start capturing this whole side here. I'm going to force the commandos back. Nick did lose those Fallschirmjäger squads. And I figured we should be able to beat these guys like this, probably. And we did, because the Gewehrs are very good. Now, the bad thing about this glider for him is that it's actually, it can reinforce, but it's also blocking his units here. Now, I'm pushing up in force over here. I have several units guarding my mortars. Going to start pounding this position. Now, I could have gotten flamethrowers, but I'm not in my own territory. But we have linked up. I have these guys back here. We have linked up our guys. So they're trying to take my MG-42 again. I'm going to hop into the house, start laying into them, basically. But once again, they're losing their fuel. Thanks to Nick, we've been able to basically maintain our fuel this whole time. Anyway, my Pioneers are going to have to fall back from trying to secure this field over here. We're not going to be able to win against those units. So I'm going to try to pull my Panzer Grenadiers out of this kind of fight here. We're not going to win against these veteran infantry sections. So I have these guys coming up, thankfully, and we should be ready to do battle with these British here. You know, the sniper got healed up. Has some fellow units and still has 3 kills. They also have a Firefly out already, actually, before any of our armor is out. I'm making a Panzer IV right now. And I managed to force those guys out, so I'm going to hop into the house here. I'm actually going to try to secure... I'm going to pull back my mortar, actually. It was 7 kills so far, and I'm going to... Here's my plan. I'm going to have these guys sit in the house and have the Panzer Grenadiers capture this area right here. That way... I did not think that was going to come, actually. That way that, you know, if they attack, they'll be shot at from the house, and I can just hop in if I need. Anyway, Panzer IV is going to come out to this side, out reinforced, because I know there's Tommies here. And I have to fall back here. Like, I no time to react here. Like, I literally just got completely wiped out. And look how deadly that is against people in a building. Like, in a second, I just lost 2 squads. I don't know. See, I like using the AA, but in a house, I mean, I get it's an anti-aircraft tank, right? Speaking of anti-aircrafts. But perfect time for my Panzer IV to come flank him here. He's going to go try to go towards the middle. And my shell actually bounced off your armor on the first shot there. But that was the second shot that actually penetrated. I was looking around, there is no kind of AT around here whatsoever. And he's going to get stuck. Or he's going to get stuck by this glider here. So I'm definitely taking some damage, but look at all this infantry over here. Anyway, I'm just going to back up. That thing got destroyed. I'm going to back up into these Pioneers here. The Royal Engineers. And I get my rear armor hit, and I'm like, oh my gosh. They got hit by something. So I'm going to... I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm actually... Believe it or not, I'm actually going to get away from this. You can see I get one last shot, and then I'm going to blitz the hell out of here. And the sniper hit me. I thought I was going to get away. I was like away from this guy here, so that really sucked. I was so close to getting away there. They're bombarding the hell out of Nick's base right here. We have to destroy this forward area here that they're just going to keep reinforcing from it. So I basically lost the whole left side, but I did kill that Centaur, and they almost lost that. That's it. They should really... He needs to move up and just keep going after. He doesn't want to lose that squad, though, so he's got to be careful. And I have more of my troops pushing up. We might actually go across and try to take this point again. And I'm like, oh, that's convenient. I have troops that are right here. I'm going to have to turn around. So this is good. He's harassing. I'm going to have to turn around. And my opponent's going to start building this AT gun. Now, it's going to be facing, obviously, towards me. A very exposed position to do this. And you can see I have 2 squads of Shreks ready to go destroy this thing. So I see this, and I'm like, okay. This is not good. As I see he's building, I'm gonna shift targets. We're just gonna help Nick and basically destroy these 2 things. But this is a far more important thing to destroy. 75 fuel for this, and that got destroyed. And this Royal Engineers are gonna do very well in that fight. So I'm gonna have to move down here and help take out this mortar if I can. Anyway, Nick's Kugelwagen is still here, even though they have a tank, which is surprising. I just blew up that the Universe Scarab before they can man that. So we're going to try to move up and take out this mortar, which does have 13 kills so far on us. So I don't know who we were shooting at, but we weren't shooting at the enemy right there. So I'm going to destroy that. I'm going to have to be careful. That was a good grenade toss, actually, so I'm going to fall back with some of my units here. Anyway, I wasn't paying attention. These commandos wiped out my Grenadier squad. So I have very poor infantry preservation so far in this match. I've lost a couple Grenadier squads. And Nick's got a Panther, which is excellent against these guys here. But that managed to kill his squad there. These things are very powerful. So I'm making other pins for. They also keep shooting these flares up so they can see where we are, our positions. And these commando squads will get the business at some point here. So they're reinforcing from this glider. Already that glider has helped me by just helping me destroy that thing. So I'm going to try and move up my infantry around this area here to help them get healed. I should really have a medic bunker at my base. Look at these guys pulling up, and they're actually going to wipe out my squad here. So 17 kills for those guys. I was very afraid about my mortar getting killed. So I'm going to fall back to my mortar before they can grenade me. They're actually going to put a satchel on the bridge, which I do see. I see them doing that, so I got to be careful. I don't want to throw a tank over the bridge just yet. Because I was afraid, didn't think they would destroy the bridge, but you never know. I don't want to see a Panzer frigate crash in the water. Now I can get a Tiger if I need to. So far, really, I mean, this is Commando's force. Basically, Commando, I mean, he really has lost a lot of troops. He's a machine gun, 2 commandos, and 2 gliders. Oh, and he's making someone. Let's see what he was making. He's making a Cromwell. Anyway, what you missed was I almost lost half my squad there. I wanted to send over a Grenadier squad, so if he blew up part of that bridge, that's okay. I still want my tank to get killed, so he's going to move up. I'm definitely targeting these commandos. He hasn't reinforced for some reason. It threw a grenade, didn't do any damage really. I'm careful because I know there is heavy tanks around here, but the thing is, like, if I can protect my flank here, which I'll do generally a pretty good job of in this match, I can just force the British in this choke point here. Because I do have the mortar support, as now has 9 kills. So I am getting suppressed, and I'm actually starting to lose some units. So I'm going to push out my Panzer IV here. Immediately start putting down some fire on them. I'm going to basically wipe out this squad pretty quickly, actually. Machine Gewehr is machine gun in German. You guys probably knew that. And he's helping repair. So if we had like a nice artillery strike or something, this would be like a great area to hit with like a Stuka-Sufus. The good news is the sniper has been killed on this side. He's still making these universal carriers ready to transport troops. I find they're not very effective early on. You know, I bet the gliders take up a decent amount of population. Anyway, I'm like, this Cromwell wants to engage me when I have all these strikes. I will take him on any day of the week with this kind of support. And this is what I was talking about, the glider being in a bad spot. Look, he is stuck. It's like the tank looked bad to go, oh, there's a glider right here. He's gonna, or at least he was partially stuck. Okay, the glider's now gone. That slowed him down. Okay, so it wasn't totally stuck. So there you go. The Cromwell has been killed. There's a big push in the middle here. Some more units died somewhere I wasn't paying attention to. Rifle grenades are going down. I managed to get one of those guys caught on fire there. And the Panzer IV is going to shift back quickly. And they're very concentrated over here. Nick's got to be a little careful. Because they do have an AT gun. He's got to fall back right now. He did. Good thing that bounced off there. He's got to get back. My Panzer IV is moving up from the flank here. Just trying to do a little bit of a feint there, and look at the Kuppelwagen. They're like, oh, whoops. Anyway, so if I have a lot of AT4s right now. If that wasn't very bad, now I have a bunch of commandos I got to deal with. I'm like, this is not our fight. Let's get the hell out of here. I have my Panzer IV pushing back, trying to make sure I don't get any squads wiped out here. I'm just killed very easily here. And that Sturm Firefly like sniped me there. So I'm trying to like pull back some of my units, trying to keep basically trying not to make them retreat completely. These commandos just keep pushing and pushing. They're gonna kill some of my engineers here, sending them in. And I see that tank there, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna use the buildings to my advantage over here. And he has no infantry support because all the commandos just retreated. So we're gonna launch some strikes at him and try to push him back, which is good. Meanwhile, the Panther has managed to stay alive to fight another day. really about trying to preserve our units. I have not done a good job so far, my infantry here, but I am dodging some of this stuff here. And the mortar's really helping me out, so. I hope you guys have some popcorn at this point, because it's a little bit of a long replay here. We're only about halfway through. But I promise you, it's going to be worth it. We're having a good match so far. It's pretty contested. I always find that this map has longer matches on it. Never really use the interrogation thing too much, I don't. So I'm actually saving up possibly for another Panzer IV. I'm trying to like reinforce and get my troops together here. I'm trying to figure out what I really need. But Nick is holding them at this graveyard here, and they do have a lot of Bren, so he has a lot of infantry here. And look, there's a Churchill AVRE. This thing, it has the Petard mortar. That is like a horrible ability. Like it's so deadly for the opponent. Like it strikes fear when you see when I saw the AVRE. I actually lost a good game to AVRE. Now I know his name is Commando, but landing, that's a lot of manpower he's wasting. Look at that glider just flying everywhere. I do have my own 8 units here. The cheap infantry, the Royal Engineers, are not going to do well against our troops. And they basically stopped this whole side here, so Nick should probably capture that point. What I should have really done, I was afraid to like put one of my tanks too far out in the middle of nowhere. I thought they might, you know, I don't know where all their armor was. Obviously, there's a fog of war. I don't want to send a Panzer IV over here just to die to kill a machine gun. I was afraid I might get flanked. And I've actually built a medic bunkers. I'm using so much infantry. It's about time after 25 minutes. They're starting to push back and take our fuel here. This is very bad. They have the VPs and they have the fuel. And the VP is where our fuel is, so. We are in a lot of trouble over here. But if we can wipe out some units, that'd be good. You can see my Panzer IV here sitting here. They're going to get repaired here very shortly by the engineers. So I'm going to keep coming over this bridge. This bridge is like my connection to the town. Keep in mind, they're going to launch some kind of it's almost like white phosphorus, it seems like. Let's hop onto the British. That's mortar cover. But it burns people, so it's not just a standard mortar. Anyway, I have one unit here once again, not paying attention, getting snuck up on commandos and wiped out. So this is really bad. I've lost several infantry squads by doing this, but not paying attention. I'm kind of focusing on like my armor here, basically. Oh, and he put a little mine down there. So I don't exactly have a ton of infantry, but I see this I'm like, there's several things I type very quickly to Nick when I see. Churchill AVRE is definitely one of them. Look at this, I'm going to set up a flanking maneuver here. He's going to push forward, and there's going to be 2 Panzer IVs here, and Nick brought his Panther over. He's kind of screwed here. I'm trying to get my units away. He missed his mortar thing, but you can see how devastating that would have been. He's going to get out of this flanking maneuver here. There's just a bunch of commandos we can literally run over with our Panzer IVs. I'm trying to make sure my infantry don't get killed here as they push up. It is important that we just try to take this guy out, but they're also shooting us with heavy armor here. They're sniping us basically, and there's a machine gun here that's going to slow my infantry down. So I'm trying to get my own tank out of here, but at this point we're going to have to fall back from this assault. But Nick is still pushing up again on this side here. My tank is having a lot of trouble here. He's like having trouble maneuvering around this thing. So it's a very good thing that Nick started pushing against that guy. I'm going to send my own Panzer IV here. 26 infantry kills on this thing. So I'm actually going to start... I thought Nick was with me here, going to try to help me kill this Vet 3 Sherman Firefly, but he's not. So at this point I realize it's too late. I'm screwed. I'm going to try to fall back if I can, which is just too late. Then this guy, 28 kills so far. My rear armor's exposed here. I'm like, that's not good. Didn't even damage his engine. I gotta be like, he used that thing very effectively. Really devastated Nick and me. But we've at least neutralized this area. I've taken so many casualties. So far, let's look at the casualties I've taken. I've taken 82, Nick's taken 106. I have to fall back at this point, because there's one guy in that thing that's very accurate. So here's the problem. We don't have any victory points. We're very low on victory points at this point. We're down to 2. We're about half our victory points right now. And the British infantry can just keep, with all their commandos, can just keep reinforcing and running up. I've noticed our opponents have like completely withdrawn several times in this battle. And look, we have the Comet, which actually has... You're able to track enemy vehicles that are hit and remain visible for an extended period of time. Interesting. That's different than Tank Commander, but they do have also the Smoke Shell. Comets are very expensive. Anyone who has the patience to get that, that's pretty good. But keep in mind, I do have a lot of infantry. I should have actually tried to take this back again, but then again, when do I have any real free units here? I know we're down to 200 points here. They managed to actually wipe out my full squad. I don't know if that was a demo charge or probably the mine there, but I'm actually impressed this Comet can actually snipe my infantry here. I think the Comet is very effective against vehicles more than infantry. I'm trying to lure my opponents forward, but I'm like, okay, machine gun, time to fall back. You just lost almost your whole crew to a tank. Very powerful gun here. You can see a massive infantry. I'd almost call it a blob. I would call it a blob. There's 5 units paired up together like there. And Nick's men are desperately trying to like build defenses and infantry streaming. I do my mortar, which is supporting Nick, which is very good. And my Panzer IV is coming over. We're just going to try to kill as many of these infantry as we can. And my goal is to wipe out units if I can, which I'm going to try to... Gotta be careful. Because there's still the AVRE and stuff here, so it's looking pretty bad. They're pushing through the center, but I am going to flank this guy here with all this stuff. I'm going to fall back. My armor's exposed here. I'm just getting a nice hit on it on the move. And I brought up an AT gun to help me support in the middle here, and so there goes the Comet. But they are just still 30 kills on this guy. They're still pushing up here against Nick. He's keeping his units alive though, which is good, but we have the AVRE moving up. Very dangerous against tanks. Very dangerous if this thing actually hits. I brought my own troops over here. I'm going to try to help Nick out. Letting his army get hit by through rear shots. I'm going to fire that. I'm going to try to move, and too late. Look how powerful it is, first of all. Vet 2 tank, down almost to a third of its health, and it wiped out my squad. Like, this thing is deadly. Bring on my AT, I was just still shooting at it. He's trying to repair. It's going to actually activate his ability where they're going to pop smoke around him, and it's going to make it hard for Nick to kill him. I said hard, not impossible. So I get the smoke, but when you're right next to him, you can see there's a tank there. And you can see they have a lot of ATs, so something like Nick, be careful. So Nick has his Jagd Panzer right here, which is not a very good unit at all, unless you use them correctly. Anyway, they landed commandos here, right next to my MG, so that's how I lost it. Okay. So, yeah, he managed to get killed there by the my own ATs. So good, I'm still kept this Panzer IV here, which is great. And he's joking around that his AVRE is trash when he actually wiped out my PG squad. So, yeah, that glider's gonna die. They're very weak as they were anyway. You had some real guts to be a glider trooper in World War II. You are literally flying in like a tube without any engines that's just dropped, and it's like, hopefully you'll land okay. Like, it's gotta be crazy. They had pilots that kind of glided it a little bit, but no engines. The guy who's gonna put the rifle grenade actually died. So at least I'm neutralized. Someone with my Panzer IV over to try to kill this MG. I should really just destroy that MG completely. So this is why I like Panzer IVs. They're actually very good against infantry. You can see I'm trying to kill the infantry that's really close to me. So far 21 kills, all infantry actually. I gotta fall back, that unit got wiped out. I was like so close to securing that. I knew we were down to 74 points. Just one to secure that point and then retreat, but too little, too late. More infantry are coming onto the field. At least I have a manpower to keep sustaining all my losses, which have been tremendous. Then again, okay, my subscriber has the least amount of losses and the most amount of kills. That is mainly due to this guy who has 37 kills. And I'm like, commandos want to play, okay. I'll kill commandos with my tank, I don't mind. I'm just going to run them over, push them around a little bit. And I'm like, okay, that's not good. So I actually managed to kind of bait him by having my flank open with my AT here. And he's not going to like that situation. I gotta be very careful. I'm about to lose my tank. I'm going to blitz out of here, get the hell back. And there's two commandos right here. If they throw a grenade right here, I'm screwed. Thankfully they threw it on that, so they didn't actually kill any of my units, which is great. Once again, my tank likes to face the opposite way. And we're actually going to kill this commando here. I think. No? Maybe not. I'm taking the victory point back, so the battle plan has not shifted, but we got to do a better job. I have to do a better job of holding this center area. We're down 62 points. So I'm actually moving my AT gun back sometimes to... Nick can actually, I think, get fuel from that glider. I think I'll be able to salvage that glider, actually, because he destroyed it, not me. So I'm going to pull back, reinforce this AT gun. This AT gun will be critical later on. But I'm like, you know what, I might just grab a Tiger. Like, why not? It's got some munitions. I'm actually getting a lot of infantry right now to try to... Tiger will come later. I'm not really facing a huge armor threat here.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
The aviary is dead, that's what matters.
We have been assigned fresh panzer grenadiers.
My opponent, this guy right here, he actually has the 18 infantry. It's good that infantry can protect the AT, so he's a very strong force right here. It's going to be very hard for anything to really kill it with all the nice... He did a good job of combined arms, basically, right there. More commandos incoming. Gotta get my guys the hell back. Look how fast they die. Nika has the Stuka Sufus, however. And that almost wiped out both those squads. Yeah, he must be using this to, like, transport units or something. So I just wiped out a commando squad there, Vet 2, which is great. 37 kills. See? Love the Panzer IV. And if he wants to move up, that's perfectly fine with Nick and me, because I have the AT units here that are ready to basically... ready to go. And they actually kind of stuck here, so I want to move up with my Vet 3 tank. We're going to try to kill one of these tanks if we can. So, you know, he says he's going to roll the dice a little bit here. And push him. He's going to call smoke down, but the Vet 3-1 is gone. So while they repair, they can't actually shoot, obviously. That's the unique ability that the British have here. It's called the vehicle repair. It costs 100 because they drop a bunch of smoke. And I have my own AT units here, and I'm just going to say, okay, you know what, it's worth falling back here. Right into more commandos. So I'll let you guys know, commandos are not cheap to make, but they are extremely good. Once again, not paying attention, just get my whole squad wiped out here. Same thing here. I think I actually simultaneously lost 2 squads. No, I got one of the squads out. Throwing a grenade on me. I didn't really realize what kind of grenade that was, but... Ah, yes, that was the bomb here. I actually got immobilized very briefly here. This is really bad. I have some Panzer Grenadiers here, though. If they had this tank take advantage, they could totally wipe out my Panzer. I'm going to blitz the hell out of here. Get back. And it's like, commandos, you want to... You know, you have the Panzer IV was bad. Wait till the Tiger crushes you beneath our treads. He's going to keep launching his Stuka Sufus. He's going to try to level that church there. So we're down to 50 points. I'm having trouble with the infantry. Obviously lost. Some should probably count like 6 grenadier squads against commandos. 30 kills on these guys. What's he getting? He's getting another comet. He's actually sniping me right here. He's invisible. And my tiger just like killed his sniper there. He's gonna throw down smoke or something there. Anyway, Grenadiers are here. I'm trying to invest in some of the heavy infantry like these Panzer Grenadiers, a little more than the Grenadiers, but I just need I need units that are on this victory point. I wish I could like decap it or something with a tiger. I'm gonna get into reinforcement range here to get my AT up. I'm gonna keep my AT around the center here to really protect my flank. And if this combat wants to try to take on my tiger, he's welcome to. Because he's going to lose that fight hands down. I'm going to keep moving around. And that house just collapsed there. So it's... You can see they have a Firefly over here. I have AT. I'm ready. I'm ready to do battle if they want to try to engage me here. I'm going to make them attack me. Massive British push going over here, though. Vet 5 Fallschirm Majors. Nick just lost those guys. That's devastating. Those guys were Veterancy 5. Very rare, very good killing power in this unit, especially on that high veterancy. Anyway, we have these guys have the incendiary grenade. They're going to launch against these Brits. And he hopped these guys out of the house there, probably just to get some more units. Anyway, the closest, I guess this would be a close house too, maybe. But Nick's either he should destroy this thing, or he should salvage it, whatever he can do. And the commandos are here again. On my own, I'm trying to push here. What's happening is with the artillery, we're able to push back the fixed British positions over here. I did lose our infantry squad to all these units here. This will catch up with them, though. They are taking massive losses to my tanks here. We're just gonna, 6 kills, 45 kills on this Panzer IV Vet 3. Infantry's moving in. He's just gonna he thinks he can take the losses. Because the game's almost over in his opinion here. So I gotta be careful. I almost lost my squad there, but I'm just gonna try to capture this. He's moving up in the middle here. I have AT units here. I have an AT gun itself. Rear armor destroyed. This is a very high 40 kills on this guy. High veterancy. He's going after my mortar. I was like, he's going to take out my mortar. But he's actually going to get sniped by Nick right on our bridge here. So there goes the Centaur. So they've lost a lot of armor and infantry recently. This guy's down to... he still has a couple of commando squads, but look how expensive these commandos are. Commandos... Well, 5. Well, let's see how to reinforce. 30... Okay, 35 isn't ridiculous. It's about... It's about a Panzer Grenadier squad here. My men are actually... I'm going to send them both back here to help reinforce with Nick. Can't go all the way back to base. And the comets are expensive too. My opponent doesn't have a ton of manpower, and these comets are 500 manpower. So...
Enemy action has destroyed our forward position.
So they actually lost their glider here, which is good. So we've basically collapsed. This whole push on this victory point, we basically pushed them really far back. You can see how much these guys... Okay, so these guys are about the same price as Panzer Grenadiers, so imagine losing lots of those guys. I have the heavy armor, and they're actually going to try to make a rapid push trying to take this back. We have 31 victory points, keep that in mind. They have 289. So I don't know if he... I don't think he realized we had all this AT right here, but... I want to be careful. They're moving in infantry over here. Mortars are going down, or... It really is like white phosphorus. It drains your infantry's hit points really quickly. So we're down to 2 men here. I just got hit by some kind of grenade. I think it was me. I don't think it was my own. I think it was one of the mortars. And wiped out. And the smoke is actually making it hard for our units to kill these guys who are running around, like saying, please don't hit me. And when they did that, they actually made my turret gunners hop inside because of the white phosphorus. It is white phosphorus. It basically is white phosphorus. I don't know what mortar cover. It's white phosphorus, basically. Anyway, still captured. Look at all the dead right here. Just tons of commandos and infantry just lying dead, trying to take this point here. He's going to keep riding our support for me. He's got to save that better. He's got to really save that when we have real troops to.
We are down to 25
Nick could
points.
also actually salvage these AT guns to get some more fuel if you want. But we're down to 24 points. We got to keep pushing and trying to take this. They have the infantry right now.
Grenadier squad is ready.
And you can see it's actually paying off for us just to have these infantry. I gotta be careful. I'm getting blasted back here. I'm gonna pull back with my Panzer IV Bet 3, but these guys do have great range. So we push them back. I really don't have anything up here. They're all back at base getting healed up. And I'm taking a lot of damage. These commandos are pushing in very deadly. Almost lost my Tiger right here because of these guys sniping on this side. So you can see Nick's units are going to push in. It is all his troops here. He's going to try to help us because if they hold this, they're just going to win the game here. It's 22 points we have left. And they have a lot of tanks supporting them over here, so. Yeah, I have my own Grenadiers moving up here. Almost into the flames there. We're going to try to kill this squad here. They got killed by a mortar, so I'm going to push up and try to take this. So you can see my engineers are still repairing my tank there. I'm gonna move up. So I've actually managed to hit these guys with my super close air support. I'm gonna try to destroy one of these vehicles here. They are very expensive for the British to make, and they cost a lot of manpower. I have to be a little careful. There is commandos here, but if I'm gonna fall back at this point, I'm just gonna have to retreat here. Actually killed some of their infantry though, thankfully. Suppressed them at least. I remember the I remember the Stormvik attack. Like when COH2 like first came out, it would just wipe out like all these units. They had to nerf the hell out of it. Anyway, so I'm all about getting units here. 27 kills so far on my mortar. They're just going to keep sending infantry here. They have falchion makers and they built sandbags and stuff. And we're just going to try to kill these units. Just not let them catch a break at all over here. I'd love to actually put a bunker down, but I think it would actually impede my my tanks in this kind of narrow area here. So they built a mortar over here. They're really trying to. It's hard when you get this close to victory points. I'm almost going to lose my squad there. It's hard when you get this low on victory points that you kind of want to just throw everything you can and just take that last point, just win the game already. And the Stuka's going down. I don't think Nick should be blind firing like this, considering when they have all these units trying to take the victory point, that's the time to really shoot. Anyway, the OKW Meg's going to be very nice to us and heal up our troops here as I reinforce. I'm going to turn my AT here. We do have a Comet. So I'm going to move up. This might be a big engagement here.
Enemy is taking our territory.
And yeah, they're doing a nice incinerator from Nick there. I'm basically shooting directly at that tank, forcing the Comet back. I'm going to try to wipe out these commandos. I even have my engineers up here, which I managed to do. And that actually just wiped out. Yeah, he just killed a whole infantry squad there of my pioneers that were just trying to repair. And he still managed to hit me here, but I have my AT over here. Now I'm getting ready to, I use target weak point actually, which is very rarely used, I feel like. But it basically stuns the enemy. I'm gonna throw a grenade. They just have all this infantry here that I can't fight. The squad did get wiped out though. They're just gonna keep pouring infantry, and it's gonna see like who can pour more infantry in. Safe capture, we're down to 16 points over here. They still have a ton of armor. They're basically, it looks like they're gonna win at this point. Ton of armor at this thing, but I still have my Tiger here, and they are repairing. And I'm like, look how fast my Tiger just like lost its health, and I'm like, so I just lost my Tiger there, which is really, really bad. I'm about to lose my Panzer IV if I don't get him back, but this Panzer IV literally has 9 lives, 54 kills. I've not had a Panzer IV like this since the old days. Anyway, that That guy got destroyed there, so another Firefly gone. It's strafing these units here, so I can just get these, you know, it's going to move up. We do have AT here, so this might be a tipping point. Possibly they lost 2 pieces of their armor already. If I can just move in and take down their 3rd piece, that'd be great. And it looks like we are actually going to get that. So all their 2 Fireflies and a Comet have been destroyed. They have 1 more Comet around here. Firefly, sorry. They have 1 more Firefly around here. That's going to have to retreat. I knew he was over here. I saw him through my own fog of war thing with my air cover, and I figured he'd actually probably move. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to pursue him because obviously it's like some kind of infantry moving up. I'm going to take over this VP here if I can. Just give me a little bit of breathing room in case they take this back. I'm just going to start spamming machine guns. It's not a nice tactic, but they're sending all this infantry, and I might as well have some MG42s to kind of make them reconsider. Anyway, they still have this mortar, which is kind of annoying. It does have only 5 kills, so. Now, since we focus so heavily on the middle here, though, we're very vulnerable on this side, especially if we land some kind of commandos or something. And yeah, you can see these guys are just going to get suppressed and have to fall back there, and this victory point is being taken here. We have 8 points at this point. And I have my infantry here. Thankfully, they're almost done reinforcing. And this is really bad. I mean, if Nick's men hadn't been back here retreating, we got to kill these commandos. The only good thing about them taking that is I'm actually taking this point right now, which I managed to capture. So even if they take this, it won't hurt our ticker. We do have to be careful. There's another AVRE around, which is really very good against infantry. Like, if you had an AVRE and popped around here when we were congested, that'd be really bad. But keep in mind, it needs to, this is just a target area, right? And it has a certain distance. And anything moving will dodge it, basically. So it's kind of like the Storm Pioneer. Anyway, I managed to wipe out the commando squad there. My Panzer IV is going to help try to take out this tank, whose rear armor is exposed. Well, he did get he did avenge some of his fallen comrades at AVRE by killing the units in that building. So they're going to take this back, obviously. And they still have armor on the field, so that's why I'm not being very careful with my Vet 3 Panzer IV here. Not going to get that back again. I could get a Panther, but sorry, I could get, not a Panther. I could actually, I have a ton of infantry right now. I could actually get another Tiger. I have enough fuel for it. But the priority here is keeping up infantry in the center, because actually on my tank over here, I figured he can maybe shoot through the wall and see those guys. But unfortunately he can't actually, so I'm actually going to start killing our machine guns over here. But definitely them ceding this side of the river here, they've been forced back. That's really hurt them. They're doing a pretty good job, and they had Nick really busy on this side, but he controls the hill. But those mortars are doing a little bit of damage, and I do have multiple Panzer Grenadier squads that are going to move up. I'm going to actually try to take back this point. I realized, you know, for too long they've held that. And I have my guys kind of hidden over here, ready to hit any armor that tries to flank around, possibly. I'm surprised they did not make any more Centaurs, actually, because that would be very good against all our infantry. So if infantry on this, they're just going to get pushed back. We're just shredding some of these units here. And this is when Nick should use his Stuka. Now they managed to dodge that, but it was still a good idea from Nick. And I'm going to take back the victory point over here. And remember I was saying they should get one of these? They did. So it's going to start shredding our units here, which is very dangerous for me and Nick here. I'm going to immediately, like, if I had the munitions, I'd target weak point here. And look, my ambush is going to be sprung here. I see that his tank is right there. I'm calling down that special super close air support. I'm going to try to take this guy out here. So he's forced back. He almost got killed here. I'm going to chase him a little bit. Anyway, we just have a lot of units here. They're going to kill my MG, but check it out. These guys are in negative cover, a little bit suppressed, not really chasing after, just kind of low health units. We're going to absolutely shred these guys. Check this out. Look at that. 12 kills so far on my Vet 2 unit here. I'm going to try to wipe out some of these units if I can, but you can see the British are just getting more and more armor on the field. Cromwell's just anything they can. So I almost wiped out that unit. Unfortunately, didn't get completely killed, but we'd get our butt kicked by the commandos. So we have a lot of planes flying around. These are my own Stuka planes. So me and Nick are feeling pretty good at this point. I managed to hold them off for a while, actually. We're somehow surviving against these heavy odds here. I'm getting some engineers to actually repair some of my units here. Nick is doing attack ground, actually, to try to kill this thing. Or maybe you can actually see it when it shoots from that angle. So I actually got hit by something there, like maybe a mine or maybe the mortar. So I'm going to have to get my unit back here. But I do have a lot of Panzer Grenadiers and MGs and AT, so... The problem is we've shifted everything over to the center here because we're so worried about losing that. We've kind of left open the other victory point to a possible heavy assault from a bunch of their infantry, which could be very dangerous. Anyway, Cromwell gets sent in here piecemeal. I don't know what he was really thinking of there. I mean, he knew we had a lot of ATs there. So Commando lost another thing. So my subscriber's a little sneaky here, right? He's making me think they're gonna surrender by saying good game. I'm like, okay, maybe they're finally giving up. He's not surrendering. He is not surrendering. He's being... let me know in the he actually commented on my update video. Look at that, just wipe. I'm just losing all these units here. Let me know, Jaranda. Let me know if you were actually being sneaky here. I was saying good game. Like I thought, I'm like, okay, they're gonna surrender here, no problem. They're not surrendering. They're using Sun Tzu, the Art of War, deception. And he did see me on YouTube, or I'll probably watch this. But very interesting. We're gonna see some big push right over here. And these guys, this guy was nice. You know, feel free to say hi whenever you see me online. Look at this sneaky guy. 2 Churchill infantry medium tanks getting ready to smash right here where there's like no defenses. There's like no defenses over here. You got like what? And then we're going to have commandos followed up along with all this armor. Like this is going to be a big push by our opponents. I saw them unfortunately and I'm like, oh boy. He's not surrendering. I'm going to turn my AT here. That 5 Panzer Panther there. And I'm losing infantry here to all these commandos. By doing my MGs, I'm confident that will help. You know, I'm focusing on the commandos here. They've been pinned and wiped out, so he's losing units here. And he's going to push up straight past Nick's tank here. We're going to try to flank around. Commando should have his tanks supporting this guy, Jaranda. He's taking a bunch of rear armor, but look, he got all his infantry around this victory point. We only have 8 points. And a bunch of infantry to kill us here. I'm pushing up. These guys are doing a whole lot of damage. I need to get anything I can on this victory point right now. They are just... I'm not even focusing on that. I don't even care about the tank. I care about killing these infantry. So there's 8 guys I got to kill here. So that squad got wiped out. He managed to capture this, so we're down to 8 points here. My close infantry are right here, going to try to capture. He's going to stay on this victory point just to halt us from capturing it. 2 men, 3 men left holding up. We only got 6 victory points at this point. And no health. These guys are going to be forced to fall back. But can we capture some time? We're down to 4 points. 3, 2, soon here. And 1 victory. But whoop, we neutralized it with 2 victory points left. You know, these guys, they landed a glider over here, which just got destroyed. And he got hit with a Panzerschreck or something. Panzerfaust. And he's going to... So, like, see how sneaky he was? He made me kind of, like, relax a little bit, like, okay, it's going to be over, and then just that massive push. All the armor has been just basically damaged heavily on this side, and I have my own units moving up to help take care of these with Nick. But hell of a match to these guys here. Very heavily... very closely fought. I haven't had a good match like this in a while, so it's nice playing with you, Jaranda. And it's also good playing against the commandos because it taught me to pay a lot more attention to the commandos here. They're actually quite deadly. As you can see, they have no infantry left really to really do that. So it was a bloodbath. You can see we lost almost 400 men between me and Nick, and these guys lost about 350. So he's on a little bit of a glitch with this can't surrender thing, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do any more of these tricks. I'm keeping units right here to help protect against them. Anyway, good game to our opponents. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Leave some comments down below. And what do you think of this episode? Was it a little too long? I could have edited a little bit probably, but I figured you guys want to see every moment of this great gameplay. See you in the next episode. Copperman221 signing off. Hope you enjoyed.